Hey guys. Okay, so I'm back with another video of me taking pictures of my kids at home during this social distancing, this quarantine. So this one is definitely more love him. Definitely more curated than the rest because these took place in an actual studio that was cleaned before. It's an amazing studio. You will probably want to go shoot at it if you're from the North Dallas area. It's called the Lumen Room. You may have heard of it. There are a few different locations. This one is literally right up the street from our house. It's in Plano. It's amazing. I love the people who own it. They are friends of mine, and they're just killing it with offering these studios, again, with the little cotton halo. I've kind of made a point to take pictures of Luke's birthdays at the Lumen Room because his birthday's in December, and it's just never really been nice outside to take his pictures. And so I did that for Aubrey, and I lumped Luke in there too because I never ended up doing his 3-year-old pictures, and so we brought cars for him. I had a few different outfits for Aubrey, and so in this next little clip, I'm going to show you some iPhone footage. It was really quick because I was taking some pictures, but I wanted you to just see the setup of the Lumen Room. They've done such a good job. And where the windows were in relation to where I was shooting and why. So I really only shot in one spot just because it was easy and I wanted to get as many pictures as I could of Luke and Aubrey, which if you know, with kids, it's like boom, 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 like how to entertain, how to keep them busy and encouraged and motivated. And we had an hour. So I got so many good shots that I really like of Aubrey and some of Luke and Aubrey and some of just Luke and Aubrey in her outfits and Luke playing with his cars because that's totally him in this stage and I wanted to remember that. And I even got some of Aubrey playing with Luke's cars because that is also Aubrey in this stage right now. She loves everything brother does and wants to be like him. So these pictures are so special to me and I'm excited to share a few with you. I'm going to edit them and show you this footage of what the room looks like and where I was positioned with the windows. Basically, the windows were right behind me so that the light was rushing on to my kiddos and then the backdrop was just clean and white and bright and it was all crisp and you will see in just a second. We're at the Lumen Room. We just did some pictures with Luke and Aubrey because it's Aubrey's birthday and we never did pictures for Luke, and so it's seriously amazing. This is the Plano one. So there's windows all here. So you can tell the windows are directly behind me. So there's light directly coming on to Luke and Aubrey. And the floor and the walls are all white. So there's just so much light everywhere. And then there's honestly like so much that you can do in here. But we just honestly stayed right here because I liked it. Yeah, so I'll kind of explain during the editing how I like this picture. Anyway, where the window is directly behind me, and that's why there's so much light rushing onto Aubrey's face. This is basically one of the only backdrops that I used, and it's because it's just so easy as far as just plentiful amount of light, just very simple, and I really like the texture of the background behind. And so basically with Aubrey, so with kiddos when they're a year old or younger, you've just got to try to find ways to keep them entertained. So for Aubrey, she's not yet walking, but she's crawling everywhere. So it was either getting her crawling or getting her standing, holding on to something, or singing a song behind me, or me singing it, or doing peekaboo, or all the things. It's very interactive. And so here's some of her crawling. And so I'm going to put my preset on it and take down the exposure some. And man, there are a lot of photos. So I want to mostly have y'all feeling confident in positioning and kind of you moving about photographing your kids because she's so cute, because it is just it's really difficult when you have active kiddos who don't want to listen. It's very tricky. So you can see I straightened it and I corrected it there, and I'm gonna bring down the exposure here. Now you can see with my aperture, okay, so here I am. I'm using my 50mm. I really like my 50 when I'm doing like real portraits. At home I use my 35 because it's a faster lens and it's wider, so it gets a lot more in the picture. But I was at ISO 400 and my shutter was at 1/500. So again, I'm at my happy place with my 2.5 aperture. Now if I had gone up in aperture to like maybe 2.8 or 3.2 or something, I probably would have gotten both of her eyes in focus. But because it's lower, I only got this eye because her little face was tilted. And I mean, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I wish both eyes were in focus, but also her eye is just really cute. So that's why you're seeing that right there. Did you hear me? Also, her eye is just really cute, and I just don't even care. It's a picture of her, and I'm obsessed. So there we go. I digress. So again, I had her hold on to this chair and hurried up and did this a few different times to try to get some pictures. Here I am syncing it. I liked this chair, and I liked that this rug they had there gave like added texture to the photo. And again, I'm watching very carefully for these straightened lines. And I'm going to try to add some nice composition and have them like rule of thirds. So when I say rule of thirds, you see these lines here, 1, 2. I'm going to try to kind of have them more in the like on this third line. And since they both are my subjects, I'll kind of like split it in the middle. So that way it's just a little more like pleasing to the eye. So I'm going to sync these. So with both of them okay, Luke did that and she was totally laughing at him and it was funny. But getting them together, they are so cute. So Luke will like hug her for like 0.5 seconds, and so I have to hurry up and snap. So another thing that you'll notice is I am eye level with them. So I am like squatted down eye level. If I was standing up shooting down, it would look totally different. But when I photograph kiddos, I usually try to get down eye level with them because it's just more visually pleasing. So here's Luke cheesing, and I think it's really, really cute because that's just kind of the phase he's in right now, and that's what happens. So you can prompt kiddos to sing a song. You can sing a song. You can play peekaboo with them behind the camera. We asked Luke how old he was, and he was super pumped. Honestly, like my aim for kiddos at this age is to just try to capture their personality and not really focus on like a perfect picture. Like if I get one, that's great. But Luke is just a very high energy kid, and so I mean, I didn't expect that at all. And so these candids that I got of him are so precious to me because it just screams Luke, like these fun, active smiles of him. Like, I'm so glad I got those because that's totally him. And so here, Aubrey's like pulled further away. See this one? He's closer to the wall. This one, she's pulled further away, so the wall's more blurred, note that, but also she's brighter because she's closer to the window, okay? So I'm going to take down the exposure some because I didn't account for that in my settings when I was taking the picture. So there we go. Aubrey has these little birthmarks. I have a birthmark on in between my eyebrows on my forehead, and whoa, I changed my settings there. I must have. Yeah, I did. Look, I went from 1/500. I totally took a ton of more light away by making 1/1000. So anyway, I'm going to add the light back in to account for that. Don't really know why I did that. But there you go. So you can see, we all do it. Makes it hard editing when you're not consistent shooting. What was I saying? Oh, her little birthmark. So you can, I mean, if I wanted to, I could zoom in and I could use this little spot removal. Look at her eyes. She's adorable. And then you can just take these and move them and have them, have it take them off. I mean, they don't really bother me because it's Aubrey and I don't really want to just like change who she is, but you could do that just to show you. Also, another thing to note is I think it looks prettier when you pull your subjects away from the background. So you can see when you pull it really far away, you can't really tell it's a brick wall. He was pulled maybe like 6-7 feet away from the wall, and it looks like that. If he was up straight up against the wall, it would just have a different look to it. It wouldn't, like, they may not pop off the frame as much. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed this up. So that's another thing to consider. And then this is precious to me because Aubrey doesn't take a passy, but she loves to cuddle her popo. We call these little levies, they're popos. And my word, she just like will pull it in and like just collapse over it and cuddle on it, and it's so sweet. And so these were really precious to me to get her like candidly in action doing that. So here I'm going to straighten this photo. We changed outfits a little bit. I'm going to add some warmth into it because it looks very warm. And I like blue on her because it makes her eyes pop so much. So I'm going to do that there. I'm going to sync these. The light's changing a little bit outside. And then the distance between them with the windows is kind of changing. So that's altering a little bit of my camera settings. So also know that. When you're in a situation like this where your light source is behind you, if your subject's moving closer to the light source, it's kind of almost like you have a flash on your camera, and you have to account for that. So see, this is what she does. She's a precious little angel baby. And so these were so special to me of Luke because, yeah, this is like what we do a lot. This is what he does a lot, and this is who he is. And so these are just so precious to me. Kind of like how they framed the photo. It has his name right here and his cars, and I think my dad was saying something silly to him so that he would smile, which is real sweet. But I got a lot more candid ones of him playing, and those are just so precious to me, like this. So I'm laying on my tummy, and I'm basically doing what he's doing to photograph this, just so that you understand perspective, and capturing this. And so, prompting him, I'm not telling him smile at the camera. I'm just saying, oh, Luke, is that purple car fast? Ooh, does it want to go on the truck? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your fastest? Which one are you gonna pick up next? Can you show me the purple one? Or, just kind of, or even just letting him play and not even prompting him, just totally giving him the space. Usually kids will perform well in that way. But if you can kind of anticipate just from having already played with your kiddos, if you can anticipate what they would do next if you were to prompt them to play with this or to lift this up or to pretend this was that, then that's also really helpful. So hopefully these are some tips for you to photograph your kiddos, and again, just take the pressure off of them being perfect at this age, because to me, I just really love photographing the candidness of who they are and remembering that, while also trying to get some sweet posed ones like this in a quick manner. So anyway, here's some of my favorites. I'll post some more on the blog that has this video in it, but happy to share. I hope you guys maybe try out the Lumen Room sometime, catch some more of these videos of me photographing my kids at home, definitely more candidly and not as curated. And I hope I'm helpful. Catch some more on my IGTV or my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.